Talk. Okay. All right. We are live. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello. It's we from the Glow Pediatrics family. Okay. So, hello, everyone. We wanted to come today to talk about after the diagnosis for either autism or ADHD, what are the next steps and what should every parent know? And if you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Eko, founder of Glow Pediatrics. And the reason this is
Mm,
such an important topic is because most parents, in my experience, that I talk to, after I hand them I talk about the diagnosis, there's a lot of overwhelming feelings that happen. Parents are often upset and feel overwhelmed and don't know what next to do. And so we've decided at Glow Pediatrics that we will not hand any parent a diagnosis and just say, bye, see you later, go figure it out, because that is definitely not helpful for either my patient or the parent. So I have a guest today, an amazing guest, Miss Indy Wilburn, and she is the coordinator of our program at Glow Pediatrics called Glow Pathways. But I'm going to let her
mhm.
introduce herself because she's amazing. So, and I want her to do it justice. So, Indy, tell us about
Yeah.
you. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Dr. Echo. Hello, everyone. My name is Indy Wilburn. I am the case manager with our sister program, Glow Pathways. And what I do is I bridge the parents and the children with the great resources that they need. A lot of times, when we find out the diagnosis of our children, there's just a disconnect. There's no information provided to us. So, what I am here for is to bridge you to the resource that you may need, such as any AVA centers that you need to connect to, any community events, support groups, whether that's mom groups, sibling groups, or parenting groups. And I also should assist you with applying with any SSI applications. Um, and also any TEFRA waivers that you may be able to be eligible for, or any scholarships or grants that's out there to help support our children in need. I think that's very important to just stay connected with the resources that we have so we can have the best success for our children. And also, I do eventually, I will be an advocate within the schools implementing IEP plans. And what that looks like is setting up success goals for our children within the schools so they're no longer getting kicked out. But our faculty within the schools are working with our children to see them succeed and understanding their behaviors and not a disability, but helping them with their differences. So that way they're not looked down upon, but they are, blended within their classroom and within their school so they feel supported.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. So how did you end up doing this? Like, what led you into wanting to advocate for parents and their children after a diagnosis, or I mean, just in general?
Well, it's a long story, but my daughter was diagnosed with autism officially November of 2025. Um, but prior to that, we had concerns with the doctor. She was in speech therapy, but we didn't have it officially diagnosed until last year. So when I found out as a mom of a child with autism, I didn't have that resource provider to help me on the next steps of what I needed to do. What I was left with was a doctor's note that was written in her doctor's note, and I had to find the answers for myself. I didn't have that conversation with my doctor. She didn't notify me that my doctor had some symptoms of autism. So, what I did is that I took initiative and I found the resources myself. And a lot of times, parents don't even do that because they just don't know what to do. So, being an advocate for her within her school and her therapy sessions is what really molded me into this role. I feel like I would like to eventually legislate for our children and change some laws out there for autistic children. And honestly, it's my daughter what led me to this role. I have a background in social work, but it was completely different. But I would have to say my daughter is what led me here.
Okay, wonderful.
Mhm.
So, how did finding out what resources are available for you, how did that help with your everyday life, and how did that help with your family? Like, what difference did it make for your family?
Well, the difference it made is her progression within her speech. So once I found the speech therapy, she was able to start building on every word that she learned. It helped me to help understand her behavior, such as her tantrums and um, just the behavior she was having. So it helped me have more of an understanding, and it gave me just a roadmap on how to guide her and raise her as an autistic child.
Okay. So, parents listening are saying, "Yeah, I feel like I'm in that same boat. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to even begin." What would you
Mhm.
say to that parent?
Oh, so well, you can always start with me. I would love to for you all to book a session with me, so we can bridge that gap in, and I could give you some words of inspo. It's not just business; it is personal for me. So I could always give you some words of inspiration and some mommy tips if you may need. And I just want to, I could help you just get on board, whether if it's financial gaps that you need to close, if you need any support groups, anything of that nature. I assure you that I'll be able to help you find the perfect needs that you may need for you and your child.
Yes. And so the parents are listening and they're like, "Okay, that's great. So, but
Uh,
are you in my state? Who can you help? Like, where does your reach? What states? Yes, what states? What parents in what states can you help?" Is what I'm trying
okay.
to.
Well, we are a national program, but currently we work with 14 other states. Um, so that is Texas, Colorado, Oklahoma, Georgia, Maryland, I believe Minnesota, New York, um,
New
and so on
Jersey,
and so. New
Pennsylvania,
Jersey,
a
yes,
whole long list of them. So
yes,
this is where
yes,
you will find out. I'll just put our website in here.
yes. Please refer to the website for the
Yeah,
advice.
you can put the link of exactly where you would go to find what states. But like she mentioned, we're nationwide, so it doesn't matter what state you
Mm,
live in.
mm,
If
mm.
you have, if you received a diagnosis and now you don't know what to do, reach out to us. We will help you
Please.
because we do not want any family or any child to go without knowing, just to live in the overwhelm, because that is definitely not helpful at all, right? Because Indy
Absolutely.
has described, you've described like what it felt like for you, not knowing what exactly to do next. So,
Yes, absolutely. And I'm really big about just because I'm not in the state that you may be in, I'm big on contacting the resources in that state that you may be located in and just conversing with the therapy providers out there or any support groups or camps, just so I could kind of give a more of a good feel for what they bring to the families, so that way my recommendations are um, accurate for you as a family.
yeah, that's wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay, so what tips do you have for parents to go from, what tips do you have for the parents who just woke up today and just feels completely, and it has nothing to do with pathways, right? Just
Mhm.
speak from one
Mommy.
mommy to another mommy or daddy listening. What what would you tell them if they feel really tired, overwhelmed, frustrated, and they don't know what to do? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, take one step at a time, and you can start by doing words of affirmations for your child. So sometimes we look at those doctor's notes and we're overwhelmed and we're discouraged. I would say no, pay no mind to what the chart may say because your child is most likely, I know they're smarter than the chart. So I would say words of affirmation, speak them with your child or speak over them every day if your child is not there yet. So just take one stack like they do with their blocks in therapy. You take words of affirmations and then you build upon their confidence, you build upon their vocabulary with that. And eventually they'll be able to repeat that to you. And that's what I did with my daughter. That was the first thing I did after I found out her diagnosis. Well, after I found the notes within her doctor's notes. That's the first thing I did. Is I spoke my words of affirmations, and I didn't feel discouraged. I didn't let that chart disappoint me. I looked at my daughter and said, "No, not her. She's going to speak. She's going to thrive," and now she is.
Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Yeah, I wanted to highlight that it's so important to speak life to your child and
Mm-hmm.
life to yourself. Let's start with we ourselves, the parents, because
Yes.
if we feel overwhelmed, if we feel
Mm-hmm.
like the end of the world has come, then it's going to show up in the way we talk to our kids. It's going to show up in the way we live our lives. And the one thing we want to do at Glow Pediatrics is to share hope, right? There is hope.
Absolutely.
Even a diagnosis doesn't define your child. It doesn't
Mm-mm.
create, you don't let it create limitations around your child. A diagnosis is simply for support. That's, and if you look at it from that lens, then that removes the stigma. And it's so important for we, the parents, to not look at your child from a lens of not enough, not, can't do this, not good enough, because then that's what the rest of the world will do, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I agree. Speak
You
all is
agree?
well.
Yes, yes, it's so important. Yeah.
It
And I
is.
know it's scary to hear the word that, but I've seen kids that when you make changes in their lives early in terms of um, nutritional support, environmental support, therapies, that the where their life goes is absolutely, I mean, nobody can dictate where your child and what your child is possible, what they can do. I tell parents every day, do not let anybody speak over your child or speak into your ears. If you hear it, tell them to just save their thoughts and leave you alone. Because it's so important to guard what how you perceive your child. Because
Yes,
anything is possible. So I
it
never
is.
never say, you never hear me when I give a diagnosis say, oh, your child will never speak, never talk, never walk. How am I supposed to know that? Because I'm not God. So there is no way anybody, if any medical person tells you your child cannot do this or that, it's not exactly true because things change. And once you put support
Absolutely.
in place early, there is no telling what your child is capable of. So
Hmm.
our job as parents is to become detectives of who our children are, figure out what their strengths are, and build on that. Right,
That's
Indy?
it.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Building your children's strengths, work with them every day, count everything as a success goal for them. I don't care if it's from them drinking from a straw, and whether if they're pointing at a picture and they're not verbally talking yet. It just count everything and give. Also, I would recommend dedicating 30 minutes of playtime with you and your child, and if you're talking, just writing a book, doing flashcards, or even going on a nature walk. That was one of the things I would used to do with my daughter. She wasn't speaking yet, but I would say, "Look at that tree. Do you see a tree?" I would just talk to her. And whether you think it or not, they're listening. And eventually they'll look up and they're repeating exactly what you were saying when they were two. They retain those memories. So just dedicate that 30 minutes a day. That's one of the things I did do too as well. Every single day, on top of the 2 week sessions that she had with her speech therapist, and it helped tremendously.
Absolutely, I agree. Because yes, we're our children's first teachers, right? And they're sponges.
Hmm.
Soak up everything. Verbal
Hmm.
or non-verbal doesn't matter. They are
Hmm.
sponges either way. They are learning
Yeah.
from you and they're hearing you. So, and your voice is precious to them. They've heard it since they were in your womb. So, you keep talking to your child and keep speaking life to your child, and you will
Speak
see
life.
the difference. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Good, 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 good. Wonderful. So, if any of you listening have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, let us know, and please subscribe and share this with a parent that needs to hear it, because there are millions of parents that need help and are in overwhelm. And we are here on a mission at Glow Pediatrics. Glow means light, it stands for God's light, right? We're here
Yes.
on a mission to help as many families as we can go from overwhelm to clarity to next steps. We'll build your roadmap so that you can go step by step by step by step and figure out what's the best solution for your child. So, okay, any last parting words, Indy?
No, just be encouraged, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.